I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space. My intention here with the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck is to offer support to grieve the mother you want so you can accept the one you have. Hi, I'm Tammy Taylor, the inventor and reader of the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck. Anyone can become a reader. You can receive the readings obviously here, but also at greatmotherspeaks.info where my coaching work is displayed there. I specialize in mama drama trauma, a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and or physical trauma. In cases where she's unable, unwilling, or unavailable, sometimes she has simply transitioned to heal her own MDT. It is a cycle. Then loving detachment is required. Loving detachment is accepting what is, the mother that we have. So these readings, the intention is all about working with Great Mother lunar energy, the Holy Spirit, that still small voice, our intuition, our soul downloads, that balsamic moon that comes right before the new moon, working with that sense of ourselves, that spirit before we came into form, that made that soul contract with that soul that loves us enough to assist us in MDT's purpose. What is the purpose of having mama drama trauma? To evolve in self-love and spiritual independence. Now, grieving, now that is the process of letting go, is the process of releasing the toxic emotions in MDT of shame, blame, and guilt that perpetuated generation after generation. So that's my intention, is to support individuals in releasing those emotions in order for us to embrace our divinity identity. And if you've been listening and watching for a while, you know that in my coaching work here and individually, we work on our divinity, which is claiming we are dearly loved children of the great Mother, Father, God, who are never judged, condemned, or left alone. We're never judged or condemned. There are consequences for our actions. We do live in the physical realm. There are consequences. Good. We can perceive them as good. We can perceive them as bad. But karma is simply action. And for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, but never judgment or condemnation. We are here to evolve. And with MDT, that's evolving in self-love and spiritual independence. So this Aquarius Pisces new moon is about cultivating clear boundaries. Now that sounds strange with Piscean energy, and its ruler planet in the western of Neptune right there in Pisces. But it's about that because of that very reason. You know, we have a lot going on with Mercury in Pisces as well. So the communicative downloads from high up are really wanting us to be clear on what is and is not important to you moving forward in your healing process. What is and is not okay with you in a life beyond MDT. There is life beyond MDT. I'm a witness. I have clients who are witnesses. There is life beyond mama drama trauma. And so what is and what is not okay with you now in that life you envision beyond MDT? Great Mother in this new moon wants you to be clear about what you are willing and able to give to relationships and situations in the next phase of your life. And so right now we are finally closing out an era of a nodal season, entering a new one, and that energy finally feels like a door is opening up. And so we're all in this kind of phase of anticipation. And as we are anticipating, Great Mother wants us to get in touch within and be clear about what we are willing and able to give to relationships and situations as we transition into this new phase. She wants us to do this by assessing the value. Assess your own value of your gifts, talents, abilities, time, space, and attention you give to things, and how you expend or use your resources, your gifts, talents, abilities. These are the unseen. These are the spiritual. These are the non-material resources that create all things. This is the Great Mother energy. She wants you to look and value your resources, your gifts, talents, abilities, your time, your space, your attention. How are you using them? How are you expending them to be healthy, happy, and whole? How are you using your resources to embrace your birthright? Remember, you can have $100, you can have $1,000, you can have $1,000,000, but if you don't put it to use, even if it's just to earn interest, it is as if you don't have it at all. So evaluation and inventorying all of this is supported with the energies of this new moon, as Great Mother brings a more balanced sense of self through this process, while Great Father activates our birthright to experience divinity as members of humanity. Remember, new moons, both the sun and the moon are in the same sign. And so we have this Aquarius Pisces energy that's really supporting a more balanced sense of self, a more real sized, a more real time sense of self with that Great Father, that solar, that material sense of ourselves to be activated in a life of health, happiness, and wholeness as part of humanity, owning that divinity identity as a living being in the world. So this Aquarius Pisces new moon kicks off a buildup until the July 2nd total solar eclipse. This is the beginning of that phase that builds up to that climactic total solar eclipse we have on July 2nd. So from now, with the Western Earth egocentric emotional moon in Pisces and Aquarius, the Vedic soul sign, and which precedes your Western moon sign by 24 degrees and is cosmologically correct based on the actual location of the stars in the sky and on the moon. Vedic astrology, Jyotish astrology, sidereal astrology is a lunar astrology. This Aquarius new moon is in the nakshatra of Shatabisha. It means 100 doctors. So we're talking about transitioning into conscious healing. It is in the beautiful stellar constellation that is also named 1,000 stars. It's kind of cloudy, It's so abundant with stars. And it's also called 1,000 flowers. It's a very beautiful constellation. It deals with healing. It deals with the challenges of healing. It deals with individuals who can heal, that are born under this nakshatra, that have challenges with cloudiness, placing boundaries, between themselves and others, internally and externally. Maybe some of those things that come up in your spread. But since November, your Vedic and Western moon signs have shared the same nodal or evolutionary houses when the nodal shift from Leo Aquarius to Cancer Capricorn in Western astrology aligned with Rahu and Ketu in the Vedic. So since November, we have shared the same nodes. However, this new moon marks Rahu and Ketu's entry into Gemini Sagittarius, the preceding house signaling the soul's intent to dive deeper into the emotional processing that it has been doing over the last 18 to 24 months and is ready to live by, through us, as us. So since November, we've actually had our nodes sharing the same energy, but now at this new moon, the Vedic has shifted to Gemini North Node. So this new spiritual foundation is fertile. Great Mother's guidance, this reading, therefore, supports the planting of seeds from this emotional harvest that are good, strong, and resilient enough to do the deep evolutionary work of this nodal season. Whatever we plant will surely grow. So we want to be really clear about what we are planting. So now into July, these readings will specifically support your process of reducing, abbreviating, and digesting your identification with MDT as a way of life. The critical 29-degree marker signals birth of what the soul has been processing over the last 22 months or so in your Vedic moon, with Jupiter at 29 degrees in Scorpio and Pluto at 29 degrees in Sagittarius. Emotionally, in the Western astrology, Mercury is in Pisces 29 degrees. It will be moving into Aries soon, very soon, but we have Uranus also 29 degrees at the onset of this new moon. That is, by the end of the new moon, will be in Taurus, where it will remain until 2020. So since your moon is cosmically syncing or ego soul aligning, it's best to approach this new moon as an extended balsamic moon phase for the entire lunar cycle. As far as MDT is concerned, plant wishes that seed your intention to consciously and completely release, remove, and withdraw from MDT identity, the shame, the blame, the guilt. Because following the July 2nd total eclipse, the cosmic calculus points to increased support to experience our divinity identity. So now is the time to consciously develop our abilities to distill our intentions for our personal benefit moving forward. Okay, so this is the contraction and extraction happening in 2019 I spoke of at the January eclipses, and will return to as we arrive at pivotal points throughout the year. The contraction is all about the lessening, the clarification that we're going through right now to just really distill those intentions, really get clear about our gifts, talents, and abilities, and how we want to use them and interact internally with ourselves as we relate to those things and how we evaluate them, and then with the world. And the extraction after July 2nd, the second half of the year, really benefiting from the work that we've done the earlier part of this year to move forward in the big 2020, lots in 2020. And so 2019 is the contraction extraction preparation period. Now, as this newly tilled soil lies fallow for this lunar cycle, we are integrating emotional information from the past with the help of Venus and Aquarius and Mars and Taurus in the Western. So simultaneously, we are taking a beat to contract essential intuitive wisdom with the support of these same signs in Aquarius and Aries in the Vedic. You know, there's some go-between there, but energetically, we have, all of this fallow soil that is coming at the end and the beginning of the wheel here. So let's look at how this may be playing out for you this March, Aquarius, Pisces, new moon on the 6th, 7th. Well, hello to you, Cancer, Leo, moon sign people. I want to make a quick reminder that all new moon wishes are based on the Western moon sign. So this is Aquarius, Pisces, new moon. So all new moon wishes are Pisces oriented. It is that ego emotional side, right, that is wishing for ego soul alignment issues. And as it relates to Pisces, it has to deal with anxiety, perhaps addictions, spiritual healing. Talk about with Pisces new moon wishes, as well as just, again, general issues of spirituality, trust, mystic awareness, maybe releasing feelings of helplessness. Sometimes there can be such a sense of surrender with that 12th house energy and a little alienation. There can be feelings of helplessness, not a lot of the animus, active energy going on there can cause some challenges in the 3D world that we make wishes to ameliorate. Now, Great Mother has suggested that we extend the energy, the balsamic energy going into this new moon throughout this lunar cycle, because there's so much 29-degree energy. In fact, Mercury is conjunct this new moon. This is 8th house energy for you, very transformative. And so with Mercury being retrograde in the Western, there is a Mercury conjunction. Now, Mercury is also in Pisces in the Vedic, but it is in the 10th house there. Want to let you know that what's coming up in your significator position is the double yin card. This is the position where Great Mother makes her guidance suggestion of what to work with for this lunar cycle. The is all about that intuitive download energy. The Ankh in the middle is the symbol for the second chakra, which is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter right now is in Scorpio in the Vedic, and that is for you sixth house. That is for you fifth house energy. So maybe for some of you, you're getting downloads about maybe someone is with child, maybe you are with child, you think that you are. Maybe you're getting downloads about maybe there needing to be a change in your diet. Maybe you are sensing some allergy that you've developed. Maybe as someone who is with child, you may be sensing that. You may be sensing that a new project that you're working on is about to blow up. Something like that. But this significator card, the law of divine mother, all law cards are Great Father cards. Great Father is the law, the word, the logos. Great Father directs us in this material world and how to specifically do things to heal MDT. And this law says what needs to be done is that there needs to be a trusting Cancer, Leo, Moon sign people of your intuition, of what you're learning. And so the Satabhisha Nakshatra that the moon is in the Vedic is this 100 doctors healing. And so I'm getting that with Jupiter being in your fifth house, that there may be some downloads that you're getting about some healing that could be taking place in relationship to some areas of anxiety, areas of sensitivity as they relate to your creative projects, or as they relate to things that you just want to have fun with, but maybe there may be some angst about that. Of course, within the context of Mama Drama Trauma, 100 doctors has to deal with having gone through the dark night of the soul of Mama Drama Trauma, or beginning your journey through the dark night of the soul. Let's look at this a little bit closer. What's bringing this up is Pele, the Malian goddess of volcanoes, the awakening, the volcanic purge that comes from the volcanic eruption. And this crescent moon energy, what's bringing this up is this Martian energy, this gut chakra energy that's processing what you've been downloading about all of this. And Mars right now is in your 10th house. So your life purpose, your dharma, either as a parent, a new parent, of a project, or of a child, is signaling to you that you need to be clear about your intentions for having this child. You need to be clear about your intentions for creating this project, because there's a great opportunity for you to fully express yourself. Sometimes we can hold ourselves back from fully expressing ourselves because we don't think that it's time, or we don't think it'd be appreciated or understood, or whatever this case may be. And we don't realize that the time is now to do it. A lot of times we want to express ourselves and we keep on trying, but no matter what we do, it won't work because it's not time. Well, it's in your shadow position, the Brigade card, that it is time, throat chakra energy, for you to express yourself, for you to share yourself with the world, for you to basically take your power back from any situation that Great Mother has guided you to realize that you're having this child, that you're cultivating. You're cultivating this child, or you're pregnant with this child because as a result of taking your power back from something. You've taken your power back from an illness that did not allow you to have a child, or you're taking your power back from, for example, an occupation that you felt that you were stuck in, but you made a courageous leap into something else, and you did it because you have been
healing your mama drama trauma in some way, in some fashion. You've been establishing healthy boundaries. You've been doing something to take care of yourself, because I'm seeing that with this Mars in your 10th house, I also have Uranus here conjuncting it with this new moon. And this has been kind of sudden. This is just happened, or it's just about to happen. And so there's a huge awakening that has brought all of this up. And you don't realize that now's the time. It's happened. It's popped off. It's popping off. Now, what you want is to let go of the rage about what was holding you back. You really want to fully move on from this past situation, because you do feel the loving energy of Great Mother. You have been following the energy of Great Mother, but it's been hard to let go of the past. It's been hard to let go of the feelings of distrust around people who haven't supported you throughout your healing process, for example. Or we have root chakra energy. And the root chakra rules Saturn in Aquarius. This new moon is in Aquarius. And so what you're wanting is not to replant this seed of rage going forward, which is why, this Satabiksha, this nakshatra of 100 doctors, Great Mother is wanting us to really kind of marinate on this energy for another month here, with so many planets in 29 degrees. We have Uranus with this new moon in 29 degrees, and then it moves into Taurus right after this new moon. There's just a lot. Mercury retrograde 29 degrees, we have all this stuff going on. And so we want to really just kind of take a beat, recognize that the rage is there. Great Mother confirms that you are still working with it. And what is assisting you with healing this rage, Cancer, Leo, Moon sign people, is Lilith. You have a sense of personal power that has been given to you by Great Mother, those ruby red slippers. But in the shadow position, you're right. There are people, there are situations that are still trying to steal your power. But you've got to realize that's not taking your shine. That's what you need to realize. The Great Mother is saying that, yes, you're right, but you need to own those ruby red slippers and don't let her take them away. Don't let her take them. Yeah, she can stand up there as much as she wants. She can stand up there and cuss and bully and do as much as she wants. But you stand strong in those shoes, Cancer, Leo, Moon sign people, and you don't let her take them away. Gut chakra energy, that's Martian energy. The gut chakra is ruled by Mars. And so what are we saying? We're saying that Mars is in your 10th house. This is your purpose. Whatever this project is, this child, of course, when we have children, they become a great part of our life purpose of healing and whatnot. MDT is a mother-child bond that has a tremendous life purpose, soul contract of healing and self-love and spiritual independence. It's the time for this soul contract, and you have enough personal power to see this situation through your integrity and recognizing that rage is there. Do not take your shoes off, because the status of your ego soul alignment right now, although you may be saying, oh boy, I'm really mad about this, realize that the law of soul guidance and guardianship has been activated. You are protected, just as Great Mother has said. Lean on her. Lean on the Holy Spirit. Lean on the wisdom of your Cancer intuitive sense. Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's ruled by Great Mother. And the moon right now is in Aquarius in the Vedic. Ruled by, the root chakra. And so we have the root chakra here with the rage. And so she will assist you with that. The present status is that you are beginning to recognize this guidance and your guardianship. Receive it, yin. Receive it. Release any and everything, third quarter moon, that is preventing you from receiving that love, that unconditional love, confirmation that you need. Because the reason your soul wants to do this work is it's ready to transition into another way of being. This gut chakra energy is very prominent. This Martian energy is very prominent. This 10th house energy of your soul purpose is very prominent. But we also want to remember that for you, with Leo energy being ruled by the sun, just as the lunar energy is ruled by Great Mother, the solar energy is ruled by Great Father. And this is a new moon card. But if we remember this particular scene, when Dorothy transitions, crosses the threshold from farm to Munchkinland, it's a Technicolor world. It's Technicolor. And so your soul wants to transition from the life that it has been living without the trust and the guidance of Great Mother, following the law of Divine Mother, into that technicolor world where it can stand in its personal power. Now, how it wants to do this work of establishing boundaries in order to live according to that is by trusting all is well. This full moon energy in the throat chakra is about your divine expression, okay? And it's about you expressing your true life purpose, regardless of how threatening others may be, or how alone or how enraged you may be that others may make you feel alone. But as you release that MDT identity of shame, blame, and guilt, and embrace your divinity identity, that all is truly well, we're never judged, condemned, or left alone, you will realize that that heart chakra energy, that crossroads between the ego and the soul, will put you in very good stead with having the life that you want, going from one way of living, that black and white world of this is the way it is because someone's in control, particularly your mother. I'm saying someone, I'm speaking of generalities because I'm also seeing Venus in your 7th house. And so that's telling me that with relationship to your soul contract with MDT, you may not necessarily be in a bad place with your mother at this time, which is good and probably why you're able to really follow your law of Divine Mother and at least live in loving detachment for many of you. And so establishing healthy boundaries is coming up because maybe you have gotten so comfortable you don't realize that you still need to have healthy boundaries. But for those of you who are not having such a great relationship with your mother at this time, and it may be very, very toxic, this is coming up because you do need to clearly define your boundaries, your emotional and your physical boundaries with her, and establish them through your actions and maintain them through your repetitive actions and through not repetitive explanation. Action speaks louder than words. And so your soul wants to do this because all is well as you move into your divinity identity. We cannot experience our divinity identity. We can intellectualize it, but we cannot experience it until we allow ourselves to experience it. And so if we continuously put ourselves in toxic situations with our mother or anyone else, we're not experiencing it. We have to allow ourselves to do that. This is how your soul wants to do its work. It wants to walk into a life that is different from that black and white life of it has to be this way, into Munchkin land where it's follow the yellow brick road and get my wishes fulfilled, which is a life beyond MDT, you see. The likely outcome of doing this work is a rebirth, a regeneration, a resurrection from that old black and white life, maybe symbolically back into the same environment on the surface, but with people who you now recognize as soulmates along the journey all the way. Remember, all of these characters were the same characters of the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Lion on the Yellow Brick Road. And your divine expression is so important, and the timing of it is so perfect at this time. The full moon is in Virgo, on the 19th, which is ruled by Mercury. So you have all this Mercury retrograde that's assisting you and reflecting on the downloads that you have to do your awakening work, which is trusting your gut, moving forward with that Martian active energy. Okay, you start with this double yin, Great Mother energy of downloads, but then you have all this Martian energy of awakening, gut chakra, boundaries, gut chakra, Lilith, personal power. That's all in your 5th house to create this new life. So of course you're going to end up with rebirth, 5th chakra energy again, which is all about your self-expression. So by doing this inner work of downloading balsamic energy this month, you will be sharing with people in that previous MDT environment or from that previous MDT environment your true self in ways that you've never shared that before, or with completely new people, because I do see that this moon is in your 8th house, which is transformation. And we do have a lot of transformation going on. with Mercury and Pisces as well. So who you're communicating to could change as easily as what you're going to be releasing as well in terms of your daily life interactions with your South Node in the 6th house. So I'm thinking your immediate environment with people right now will shift as a result of the shift in you and trusting your internal guidance, but it could very well be a complete rebirth with an entirely new group of people. We shall see. Here's to wishing the best to you and thanking you for liking, sharing, and watching. But above all and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.
Great Mother speaks. I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.